Is your social media working for you? Probably not. Hey, I'm Rob Anspach, and I've been teaching social media for probably since 2009. I stumbled across it just like many of you when I think my first experience was actually a network called Plaxo. And then it was LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and then some of the other ones like Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. And although I dabbled in videos back in 2010, I really didn't get, my style, comfortable, probably would be the word. I wasn't comfortable behind the lens. I didn't know what to talk about, and sometimes I stuttered and stammered. Maybe that's you. Or maybe you just don't know what to post. Because, not everybody is social. Not everybody is an extrovert. Not everybody is comfortable saying hello. And I see Rebecca's on and Dean's on, and they're saying hola, and they're saying thumbs up, and Thomas is on. And this is great. This is how you interact and you engage and you have fun with your fans, friends, and followers. Live video doesn't have to be a struggle. People come up to me and they say, "Well, Rob, you've written books, you've done this, you've done that, you've got the handle on it." I didn't always have the handle on it. In fact, a long time ago, I think, and we're going back 1986, I was in California, and a friend's mom said, "Just fake it till you make it." And that goes only so far. And then you actually have to prove to people that you can do this stuff. And, when I first got on social media, it was faking it till I made it. Because I guess it was 2009, and, I'm posting stuff on social media, and I was doing the same thing that everybody else was doing. Putting ads out, putting coupons out, telling people to buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. Didn't work. In fact, on Facebook, I think I got put in Facebook jail a couple times, and my account was almost suspended. And it got to the point where I was like, this is horrible. How am I supposed to make any money doing this stuff? Everybody says social media is so easy, but it really wasn't easy. And it's not easy until you start doing it. So the more you do it, then it starts to become easy. But it's not easy when you first say, "Oh, okay, I'm going to get on social media. I'm not going to do any of the advertisements that people are spending money on, so I just don't have it. I'm just going to do social media." But you do it wrong. And then you're like, this is a complete waste of time. And that's how it was. And I made the same mistakes that everybody else did. Rose says, "Talk louder, Rob." Well, why don't you turn your speakers up, Rose? And I can say that because she's my sister-in-law. And she's got poor hearing, and she's got a lot of kids. So, and Doug just chimed in and said thumbs up. And Doug's always traveling. And, the cool thing about Doug is that he likes to interact with his fans, friends, and followers, and he lets them know what he's doing, where he's flying to, what gym he's working out on, where his dog is. People don't always want to know what product you're pushing. They want to know your real life. They want to know that you're human. They want to know that you can joke with other people. That is how you make your social media better. It's not It's not always about pushing a product. And when you constantly are pushing a product, and Rebecca says lots of kids equals poor hearing. It's called selective hearing. Yeah, we do that. I'm not talking loud or Rose, but I not talk at all. And see, that too can be a turnoff to your fans, friends, and followers when you're posting constantly, when you're doing live videos 12 times a day. This is not the Truman Show. We don't need to see Jim Carrey carrying about his day and living in some virtual reality world. All we want to know is, can we trust you? Are you going to do the job? And are you going to show up? That's mostly what everybody cares about. Okay? And that's what social media does. It helps you create that conversation between you and your audience so that they can trust you better. That's all it is. So when you post something on social media, do it so that it creates a conversation. Do it so that it creates engagement of some sort with your audience. It doesn't have to be about your product. It doesn't have to be about your service. Heck, it could be about the weather. It could be about, what's going on in politics. And I know that's a hot button for some people. Politics and religion. But if that other person that's reading your message resonates with you on that subject, they're going to trust you better. So, it's all about connecting. So yeah, we're not all going to agree on politics. We're not always going to agree on religion. We're not even going to agree on, what's made for dinner. Okay? But it's just another way for you to engage with your audience. A lot of people are sick and tired of seeing someone post what they've eaten for dinner or breakfast or lunch, because that's all they ever post. And, I wrote about this effect a while ago, and I call it the peanut butter and jelly effect. Because when you're kids, you eat peanut butter and jelly constantly, every single day. And as a kid, it's okay, because you don't know anything. You don't know any better. But as you get older, that peanut butter and jelly starts to get stale. It starts to get boring. When you're posting the same stuff over and over and over again, it's that peanut butter and jelly. Okay, it's going to get boring, especially to those people who are wanting to engage with you, but you just keep posting the same stuff. So mix it up. Okay? You don't have to post the same stuff. And now we're coming into these colorful backgrounds. I know I'm craving a peanut butter and jelly sandwich too. I haven't had one for a long time. It's all about mixing it up. So now we're coming into these colorful backgrounds, these pastels and these purples and these blues. And the problem is that people are posting colors constantly. Same people over and over and over again. It's annoying. It really is. Color originally was designed so that it would engage your senses. It would pull, that particular background out. Say, wow, that's pretty cool. But everybody's doing it. And the same people are posting blues all day long, or purples, or it's enough to make you want to vomit. Come on now, people, mix it up. Stop with the nonsense. You want to engage people? Then post regular posts. Post, if you look at my posts, it's always different. Okay? I'm never doing something twice. Okay? And earlier I put, who wants to be interviewed right now? And it just, everybody was like, yeah, pick me. Really? Wow, okay. That's kind of cool. I mean, everybody wants to be interviewed by me. That's honorable. I mean, I'm humbled. But it's also about engaging with your audience, giving them what they desire, what they want. Because, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, there's things that I want to say. There's things that I think people ought to know. But I always try to make my posts about my audience. What do they want? What do they want out of life? What do they want to hear? What do they want to know? That's the goal. In order to get to know your fans, friends, and followers, you have to cater to them first. Yes, it's all about making connections. And in real life, we just don't walk down the street and say, hey, buy my product. No. We shake someone's hand. We get to know them. We interact with them. And once they trust us, then they're going to be more inclined to buy from us down the road. And most people don't get that. Social media takes time. It's not an instant gratification, buy my product, bam. It doesn't happen that way. And I started teaching social media in 2009. And I really didn't start making money as a consultant till probably 2012. And then my books started coming out in 2013, and then it started taking off. And Dean says, I agree with what you're saying, just been hesitant. I always think people want to know about our services, not what we're doing in life. But you're right, people will trust you more as a person, not just as a company. And that is very true because, I come from a cleaning background. I spent 20 years owning a cleaning business before I became a consultant, before I became an author or a speaker. And honestly, nobody gave two senses about what I did for a living. They didn't care about my cleaning equipment. They didn't care about, any of my ads. They cared about clean carpet. That was the main concern. Is what I'm going to bring into their home going to make things better for them? But they didn't care about, what I was bringing in. I could have brought in a toothbrush and a bucket of water. And if that was going to be the answer to their problems, that's all they cared about. So when we're trying to sell our product and services, it's always best to have the person have some type of connection with us. Have them know us as a person first and foremost. In my business now, what I teach, most of all my clients come from referrals. That's right. I mean, sure, people see my videos. Sure, people read my books. But the clients who actually hire me to do work are all referrals because they've heard something good about me. They weren't pushed a product. They weren't pushed a service. Rebecca's going to go off and make peanut butter and jelly for all the kids. I hope you send me some. I'm really hungry now. I had some, what was called snacking chocolate. I never heard of snacking chocolate before. Got it at Costco. Is there a bag that says meal chocolate? Because I must have had about 12 of them. Snacking chocolate. Anyway, I got off point. I try hard every day to educate my clients, to entertain them, and to give them something different that they can take home. So whether or not they're taking an idea that they need to feed their kids peanut butter and jelly, or, I need to speak louder. And that's always something too, because what I've noticed a lot of times, especially in these types of videos from other people talk loud. They don't want it. It's a secret. They don't want it. They have no confidence. So what you're trying to do is, as the listener, you're like, I can't hear. And so it turns off. It just turns you off. When I was growing up, if the TV was static, we could still deal with it. If it was poor audio, we would turn it off. And that's a problem. When you're doing these videos, make sure you're speaking coherently so someone else can understand. But make sure you also have a strong internet connection so that your voice is being heard and it's not interrupting all the time. You want a good audio. Because honestly, I have a face for radio. So, people want to listen, but they don't necessarily want to see. So, let's move on. Anybody have any questions? I know that you're hanging on to every word I say, and that's awesome. But I want to know your questions. What is causing you to struggle with social media? Just post it below. Dean, I know you have some questions because you've been following me for a long time. Anyway, earlier today, I posted that it's been 30 years since I graduated high school. And that's true. I graduated from Lancaster Catholic High School in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania in 1987. And that post received, 35 comments, like 40 likes. It was pretty good, just for a simple question. It wasn't even a question, it was more of a statement, and I just posted it on a whim. And sometimes the silliest things that you post will get the most response. Some of the things that you think will not get a response from anybody get the most response. And sometimes you post something in all seriousness, nobody sees it. So I'm not saying that it's a crapshoot. What I'm saying is that not everything in life is serious. People don't always want to be serious. Sometimes they just want to, have fun in life and be reminded about how fun life should be. So, if you have 0 questions, then I'm going to wrap up here in a few minutes. But if you have some questions, then I'd be glad to answer them because I'm such a nice guy that way. Earlier, I guess was it today? Yesterday? Oh, the other night I posted I was watching Nacho Libre. And if you guys have ever seen that movie, I think it's probably one of the silliest Jack Black movies I've ever saw. And it was actually the first time where I watched the whole movie through its entirety. I caught glimpses of it in prior times, but I never sat through the whole thing. And it kind of ranks up there with can't even think of the guy's name. I guess it was just one of those bad movies. I know Pedro's in it. Quick, somebody, what's that movie? And see, that could actually be a post, a social media post, where you create a question based on a movie you can't remember, but you know some of the characters in it, and people will chime in and say, yeah, it was that one. And I still can't think of it. It's, what was it? The guy's name was in it? Oh, it was Napoleon Dynamite. Worst movie ever. Horrible. Tried to block it out of my memory. But it is 9:45 on the East Coast, and some of you went off to have your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I'm going to call it a night and go watch some mind-numbing television. Adios. What? Dean says, I guess I'm just scared, but I'm going to do what you're suggesting. So I say I take the family to the zoo and take pictures and videos. It would be helpful to post them on the business page. Yes. You know, even though you're posting stuff on your personal page, your business page is still an extension of you. And your customers want to know who you are, what you do, how you do things outside of the cleaning business. So if you go to the zoo and you take videos, you can actually put those videos out on certain days. You could, do a throwback Thursday. You could, whatever day that you think would theme out. I mean, I like to theme out all my days. Okay? So maybe it's for Sundays, I like to do a weekend wisdom. For Saturdays, it could be a social Saturday, success Saturday. Mondays, motivational Monday. Tuesdays could be, testimonial Tuesday. I've talked about theme days before. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel all about theme days. But the reason I like to do theme days is because it makes my social media, remembering what I posted on those particular days, a lot easier to remember. Doesn't have to be rocket science, but it does have to drive engagement. So if you're at the zoo and you want to take pictures, not only of your family, but what's going on at the zoo, the monkeys, the zebras, the elephants, whatever there, post them. Because maybe your fans, your followers, your clients were thinking about going to the zoo as well. Okay? And now, based on the recommendation that you gave them, based on watching your videos, seeing your pictures of the zoo, they're going to be more excited about going. Okay? Maybe at the zoo, one of the, lions was injured. You could report on that. Maybe, I've gone to Disneyland and Disney World, and a couple times I've gone, rides were down. And you could post, hey, I'm at Disneyland, rides are down. What do you recommend? People will chime in. Hey, go to Pirates of the Caribbean. Go to the Indiana Jones ride. Go to, Dumbo, Flying Elephant. Go to It's a Small World After All, because you can never get that song out of your head after you get on that ride. But those are things that you should be posting day in and day out. Dean, I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody who joined and commented and shared your thumbs up and hearts and all the fun stuff. I appreciate it. And if you get a chance and you get on Amazon and you want to read some of my books, I'll put the link below. But share 27 ways to boost your social media experience. Attract. See that? I wrote it a couple years ago. I can't remember the title anymore. It was Share 27 Ways to Boost Your Social Media Experience. Build Trust and Attract Followers. And my newest book, No Experience Necessary, Social Media for the Boomers, Gen Xers, and the Over 50 Entrepreneur. Both those books will teach you my madness. Yep. And there's always a method to my madness. But it'll teach you how to post to social media, what to post, how to do videos. Okay? How to be comfortable behind a camera. Okay? And it doesn't matter if you make a mistake or not. It builds trust. People need to know that you're real. They need to know that you're human. And you're not afraid to give them the answers. So, get on Amazon, buy my books, make me happy. And if you need help in your business, or if you know someone who needs help in their business with social media, refer me and I'll help them out. That's what I do. And I've been doing it for a long time. Anyway, peace out.